Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So today is day 4th for Christmas elements or Christmas doodle. In the first video we have learned how we can draw all these trees. In the second one we have learned all these gift boxes, and we have also learned all these ribbons as well. So utilize all these things to create some fun and interesting greeting card for this Christmas. So let's start with today's video. So pinecone comes in multiple varieties, I guess. I don't know much, but I have googled it. And today we are going to learn few things which is going to be super simple even if you are a beginner. We are starting with the simplest one, and then we are going to move forward with a little bit more details and precisions in the drawing. So in the first one we need to create something like this. You just need to create an oval kind of shape just for a guideline, and then you can create some structures and segments like this. So middle section is more of an round kind of shape without any pointed end, and the side are more towards the pointed end, right? So as you can see, the left and the right side has pointed end and the middle sections has not. So keep repeating the same thing throughout the oval shape, throughout the basic structure that you have, and end this pine cone with one pointed end in it. And this one is the simplest one to do. And then inner corner you can define some dark shades. This is the most beautiful and the simplest one, I feel, and it's very easy. Even if you are a beginner, you can paint all these things and you can draw all these things easily. Once done with these things, you can add one line around each segments. All these things are a part of detailing. Then you can add leaves as well. So this is optional, but I'm adding it. And for the leaf you just need to add some spikes around the middle vine. So add multiple spikes in a different direction and you will get something like this. It's very easy to draw. So we are done with the first one. You can rub all the unwanted pencil mark. Now let's move to the second one. So for the second one also you need to create a basic guideline for yourself. Again, I'm creating an oval kind of structure. You can keep the direction little different as compared to the first one, so I'm keeping this one little opposite. And then again we need to create some segments like we did for this one, but in this one I'm keeping all the segments apart from each other. So as you can see, the gaps between these segments, right? So I'm creating all these segments like a leaf kind of shape having one pointed end, but all the segments are separated from each other, and based on the gaps that I have, I'm creating all these segments. So if your gap is smaller, you can keep segments little smaller, or you can keep segments in that particular direction and just fill the oval shape like this. So in the first one everything is compact and overlapped with each other, something like this. And in this one I'm creating all the segments separated from each other, so you will get one negative space in between all these segments, right? Then trace everything with the help of pen. You can do all these things with the help of pen itself directly, but on a safer side, if you do all these things with the help of pencil, it would be helpful for you. Once you're done with the tracing, you can add lines in each segments like we did for the first one, and then you can fill the negative space that we have around each segments. First let's create some leaf. So again you need to add some spikes like this to create pine leaves. You can create multiple, you can create single, totally fine. We are doing it additionally. and then just rub all the unwanted pencil mark to make everything clear, and then fill the in between gaps. So you can use this pencil to fill this, or else you can do some cross hatching process around these areas to get some dark shade. So cross hatching means creating parallel lines close to each other and then creating cross lines, and you will get some dark shades around those areas. As far as drawing methods and techniques are concerned, I have already created one video around that. So if you want to refer to that particular video to learn all the sketching methods and techniques, you can refer to that video. I can give you a link into the description section. Now let's quickly move to the third one. Again, we need to create an oval kind of structure. Now this time I'm keeping the segments little broader. So this one are like more towards leaf kind of shape having pointed end, but this one is more like flower petal, you can say, having broader structure in it. So these are bigger in size and do not have any pointed end. And again, I'm creating all these segments one after another, filling the oval shape. So this is more like the first one, but we don't have any pointed end here. Now I'm creating few folds. So I'm creating this small triangle kind of structure at the top of each segment, and you will get something like this. So this is more towards realistic cone and very simple to draw, right? Now let me trace everything with the help of pen quickly. So I'm not thinking too much, I'm tracing everything with the help of pen so that you can see things clearly. And then we're going to do some extra sketching process to beautify this. Now you can add pine leaves as well for this particular one also. And then as far as more detailing is concerned, in between negative space I'm creating these solid structure, and then for the folded pattern I'm cross hatching it to get some extra shading around those areas. So I'm repeating the same thing throughout the folds that we have around each section, and you can quickly do it. And we are done with third one as well. I think this one is quite easy to draw if you draw all these things step by step. Now let's learn one more. This time I'm keeping this particular structure a little longer. I have seen some longer cone as well, but I don't know what kind of varieties these are. I'm keeping the lower section very close to each other without any negative space in between. And then going upward direction, keeping the sections separated with each other. As you can see, these are not very closed and compact, keeping things little bit separated and little longer as well. So I'm keeping things little longer and separated from each other as I'm moving towards upward direction. So this is the basic structure that you have, little bit separated with each other, having gaps in between, and then you can create some folds like this, adding a triangle kind of structure at the tip of each section like we did for the third one. And then this is the basic structure that we have. Let's trace everything with the help of pen quickly, and then we're going to do some extra detailing into it. So as you can see, we have gaps, right? So fill all those gaps with either different techniques you can use to fill those. I'm just filling those with some solid structure in it. you can use cross contouring or cross hatching process to fill those areas if you want to, but I want to keep it quite dark, so I'm filling those areas as is. And once you're done with filling all those negative space in between, again you can add some leaf around it, and then you can add one extra line around each segments like we're doing for all other cones. So I'm repeating the same thing. My pen size is 0.1 mm for extra detailing, and for tracing everything I'm using size 0.5 mm. Now with the help of cross contouring process, I'm doing some extra sketching around the folded pattern that we have. So let's repeat the same thing throughout the sections. So this time we have added extra shading and detailing in between negative space plus the folded pattern. So as you can see, the third and the fourth one is almost similar to each other, but a little bit different also. Now let's create one more. This one is the last one, and in this one we are going to do something like this. So create a triangle kind of pattern and then create the base structure, and repeat the same thing throughout the oval shape. So this is more of a triangle kind of structure only, I can say, and then you need to extend the lines. So something like this you can do throughout. So I'm repeating the same thing to fill the oval kind of shape that we have created. You can keep the structure a little longer as well if you want to, and then start filling the whole area with these kind of structure. Once done with the basic structure, you can trace everything with the help of pen. And in this one, I'm going to add some extra detailing, or I'm going to do some shading around the base structure rather than the folded pattern. So in the third one and the fourth one, we have added some extra detailing and cross hatching process around the folded pattern, but in this one I'm adding these detailing around the base of the section, at the base of each section. So just opposite of what we did for the third and the fourth one. Giving all these detailing into different sections gives you a very different perspective. So this is more realistic version of cones, I guess, but you can let me know which one you like the most. And we just need to repeat the same thing throughout the cone, right? So nothing specific as such. And then once you're done with all the sections, you can combine the lower sections together, and then you can add some leaves like we did for others as well. So create some vines, some spikes to create some leaves. And we are done with all the cones for today's video. Let me rub all the unwanted pencil mark, and we are done. So hope you have liked this video. Please do let me know if you have any feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching my videos. See you guys in the next video.